So, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex. If you're new here, this is my junk Fiesta, currently being a paperweight at the moment because obviously you've seen the footage that yeah, it's gone wrong. So I'm basically going to show you all the bits I have to fix El Fiesta, and yeah, so we'll get into that now. Currently she is non-running, but the reason behind that is we have some split wires. So we had a blown manifold from this side and the gasket went, and yeah, it's basically cooked some of this wire in. I've even got some of this CO2 sensor that you can see is properly perished. There's nothing left of that. So I'm gonna have to sort all of that. I've got some heat tape and some plastic electrical tape that I'm going to use to cover that. I'm going to cover up some other bits, and I have got some new bits to add to it. If you're new to the channel, this is my turbo setup. This is an RT330 made by Turbo Technics. It's a S2, known as the S275 turbo. Turbo itself is fine. It's got a little bit of in and out play, nothing much though. You can see here that the actual solenoid from the reset valve has actually melted itself completely. One of these new is about 150 quid, and I said I'm not spending that, so I got myself a new one. I say new, this is pretty much brand new. Someone's selling it on eBay for 150 quid, so it's not too bad. Everything's on it's good, which I'm going to then cover with some gold reflective heat tape, which I'm hoping will cover that line, preventing that from melting. We've got the turbo blanket. Now I am going to lie to you guys, I was going to fit this when I first got the car mapped a year ago. I didn't end up fitting it, and I've still got it, so this time I'm definitely going to get that fitted. This here is the old gasket on the manifold. As you can see, it became a 3-pot cylinder because that is absolutely toast. So that was from that side onwards. You can see a massive chunk of that has all come off, and there's also a bit blown here as well. So when I actually took the manifold off with Ches, there was only like 3 or 4 studs keeping it on. It was my fault really, because obviously I took the OEM manifold off, putting a tubular on it, and I should have replaced the studs and the bolts, but you win some and lose some, it is what it is. One we've got is, we've gone for the Direnza manifold. I'll show you a little video at the end of this, basically me wrapping the manifold. A real pain of a job. I mean, if you want this done properly, don't even watch my video to see it, because I mean, it was really tough. I mean, I've had to bodge up a little bit there, and I haven't been able to wrap that part down on that bit there. It's hard to see with the light, but beggars can't be choosers. It's going to have to do, but hopefully that's going to soak up most of the heat. I mean, the turbo blanket itself is going to take away most of that heat as well. I'm going to pair this now with a copper gasket. This is 3mm. It does look a state, but obviously it's been sat in my unit for a little while. Paid about 80 quid for this. It's not very thick at all, but obviously copper doesn't expand, so obviously with the heat and stuff, this will stay the same shape. So I'm going to give this a go, see if it's any good. Hopefully it will hold, because we've been struggling a lot with my blown exhaust manifold gasket and all of that. Got boost pipes here, we've got a new O2 sensor, we've got braided lines for the brake. I've also got a snorkel I picked up for like 50 quid, I think it was, so I might fit that on the car. Picked up an engine mount, brand new-ish, second hand for about 50 quid. All of the bits and bobs we're going to need, like exhaust studs, got a new firing ring, we've got all bits and bobs like that. New set of EBC brakes. If you're wondering about getting these, I think they last about 2 track days on the front. Depends how hard you press on the brakes, but obviously when I did Brands and Coombe a couple of times, yeah, they probably last about 2 track days. I'm going to fit this old Revo intake on. I do like the ITG, but with the snorkel with this one, hopefully we can get some fresh air into there. And obviously when we got the headlight duct there as well, it's going to help. I had this by a good friend of mine called Jack. Bought this, which is not an oil cooler, it is actually a turbo cooler. This here goes in behind the horn, which connects to your turbo. Cool air, cooling the coolant, which obviously helps with your temperatures for your turbo. So that's quite a nice little cheeky mod. We've also got an oil cooler as well. This comes here with a sandwich plate that goes to your oil filter, and this will help cool the engine down as well. So we've got one for the turbo to stop those high temps, and then we've got one for the engine that will cool that down as well. So that there is the majority of the stuff. I'm pretty sure I went over everything. It does look like a lot, and I've got my checklist to keep me at track. Got this lovely whiteboard with my terrible handwriting on it. So we've got the turbo bits, the manifold, we've got the other bits down the side here, we've got the servicing bits that we're going to do, and obviously the main one, which is clean car, which you can see here. It is an absolute state. It's hard to see it on camera. Oh, you definitely can see it there, but it's been sat since April, so yeah, hang in. First things first I want to do is get that engine harness wired up so then I don't burn it all the way through. So I'm going to get that covered and do a few other little bits to prevent any more burning. So we're going to do that now. I mean, it can't be too perfect, but that's all sorted there. This is insulated quite nicely. The rest of it's okay, but I put some heat tape on there as well as some electrical tape just to hold it together. We'll see how that runs. Hopefully we'll be all good, but we'll find out. So now that we fixed the wiring harness, the next plan is to get some of this Velcro gold heat tape on the components that are obviously going to get hot. So this stuff is really easy to use. You just get the bit of length that you need to, mark it out, cut once, measure twice, and then you just wrap it round. I'm going to probably put a few metal zip ties on it just to keep it safe. Probably won't need it, but we'll do that now. Yeah, actually, it's not too bad. He's got a bit of a hard on, but hopefully we can bend it. Job's a good one. Yeah, boy! So now I'm going to do the same with the O2 sensor, because it obviously sits on top of the exhaust over the turbo. It's probably going to get the hottest. I'm surprised it's not that's gone, but obviously partway through the middle. So I'm going to wrap that up, and then we can put that ready for tomorrow. I must say, this Velcro here is actually quite strong. I was half expecting it just to peel off, but you can see really, there's a little bit of force there. But yeah, it's quite tight, quite flexible, which I should hope so anyway. But you can see it's pretty much just covered all of that. And yeah, I might chuck some metal zip ties on it just for safe measure. So that's 2 bits already done. I still have a bit spare, which I might do for some other bits of the wire in the engine bay, and we'll see how we go now. So it's got a bit of a stiffy at the moment, but that's sorted. So obviously we can rotate it to where it needs to. Fit this back on, which would be that way, and then it's all good. So hopefully that doesn't melt again. I don't know if that was because of the blown manifold or it got too hot, but yeah, he's goner. See you later. To the gulag. Now the lines are all sorted with, that's how the heat blanket will sit on the turbo. Unfortunately I haven't got the actual little, I don't even know what you call them, retainers maybe? not sure what they're called. I haven't got them on me at the moment, the little trainer springs, so I'll have them ready for tomorrow, ready to fit to the manifold. But yeah, now we just got to jack the car up, take the wheels off and the bumper off, and we should be good. I tell you what, these tyres have absolutely had it. Come a bit closer. Look at that wear. You reckon it's still legal there, boy? 1.6 mil in that? Yeah.
Basically full.
That's bold. That's as bold as me dad. And he's fucking bold. So yeah, that's it. New tyres as well, which are down here. Amongst all my shit. As you can see, part worn. 120 quid for two. Lovely. Right, now we've got it up in the air. We'll get this bad boy bumper off so we can make it easier for tomorrow. We can fit the turbo cooler. Oil cooler is going to get bolted on the front there. We've got a few other little bits, so we're going to do that now. At this point I asked Georgia if the GoPro was recording. In this case she actually turned the GoPro off and filmed herself with this reaction of the bumper off. So yeah, thanks for that, George, bye. So the bumper is off. Luckily it's only just two nuts either side holding it on, two are there, and then there's two on the back of the intercooler. But yeah, all done, all sorted. So while we're waiting for bits to sort the car out, we need the Loctite for the studs and a few other bits, like the washer bits, the copper bits for the braided lines. I'm going to remove the horn to make better access for the cooler to go onto the turbo cooler. I also want to take it out with the expansion box as well, for the tank for the coolant, so I can give it a good clean, because you can see here it's got cobwebs and all sorts. Be nice to give this a clean, even though it is going to get dirty again, because you can see here all of that's pretty bad. It's going to be manky. I'll take the battery tray out. Back of the engine's pretty muck, but it'd be nice to give it a clean because it's been sat for months. So I'm going to start by just taking that expansion tank off first, and we'll crack on with that. Snail in my car. Get some. See you on that side. Okay, so yeah, that's a little bit better. The engine bay somewhat clean. It's looking black now rather than grey. I've also cleaned that off as well. So, I forgot the horn. Don't care about the horn, that's nasty. But yeah, so it's looking pretty good. Do the rest of the engine at some point, but I'm going to crack on, see if I can fit this cooler. See if I can fit it there. See if I can get the horn out of the way as well. So onto that now. Brilliant. So we've got all this room to play with that. And then it sits, so if I put that up out of the way, and this has to sit in there, but obviously you're getting stuck, you need to go behind that. But I think I might just be able to squeeze it in. Where the hell does this part go? That comes in. Right, part of the horn stayed, so So if we get that up out of the way, quite good to go in there, doesn't it? That's good. Perfect. That is looking something like it. Mate, I hate clips, bro. I swear down, like. Lovely. Right, then we need to somehow put you here, zip tied out of the way. I get so distracted, but look at all the space now. No horn, lovely. You can just pop it right there. Nice. Cold air, you can leave that in there. Job done. So it's all electrical taped, and what I'm going to do is just zip tie it behind there. So it's tucked out of the way. Keep that because I don't have to do a little faffing to move that. I don't really want to unplumb that, so but it gives me all this room for clearance so that the cold air can come straight through into there. We'll have to cut a hole there at some point, but I'll do that at some point when I get some cutting tools. But for the minute, we'll zip tie that, get that in place and see how it looks. Right, so we managed to get this bracket to line up alright because there was a convenient hole where the wheel arch meets the wing. Sits in there like that, and it lines up perfect with that. So I'm wondering if that's like that because this pot here could go there, see? And then when you're up like that, oh my god, I'm trying to do this with two hands, it's crazy. When it's like that, that one meets that one. But that hole is too small. So I might just send a bigger hole. This here is a little triangle piece. What I'm going to do is pop it in there and then drill it out. And then we'll have a hole. There we go. Oh, look at that. A lovely job. Get that off that. That's okay. There we go. That one on like that. Ow, my fingers. Come on, you fucker. There we go. See, that's now bolted in that side. Well, it's going to be. But that thread's there. It is a bit close on that bad boy there. But it should be alright. And then this little bracket here sits quite nicely, which sits in the inside of your well. So I need to tighten that into place, but it's not too bad actually. Quite like that. Boom. So you can see the turbo cooler is fitted in and it is nice and solid. You can see that. It may move just a little bit because obviously it's just got that holding it in, but yeah, we cut that bit there, made it a little bit bigger for that thread to sit through. That's mounted in at the top, and you can see the headlight sat perfect. Fits the bolts there, lovely. The oil cooler as well, that'll help prevent the engine from overheating, making it a lot easier on track, so when we give it a beating, it doesn't lose power top end when it's getting hot. I think that's going to cut it there. I'm going to wrap these into like little segments and different episodes, rebuilding the Fiesta. But yeah, so that is turbo cooler fitted. We've got the turbo all mounted up. I'm going to put the studs in and hopefully line it up and get it looking something like it. Maybe I'll do the oil cooler next and scuttle, but we'll see that in the next video. So ciao ciao for now. I'll see you guys later.